Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I am here to talk about EVs and IVs as requested by Buggy Boo in one of my YouTube comments. I just want to preface this video by saying I'm not a competitive Pokemon master. I understand the basics of it. I have played some competitive. Hold on. Alright, that dash button looked weird, but I think it's fine. Yeah. I'm not a competitive Pokemon master. I know the basics of it. I know how to have good EVs and IVs, though, and I know why people want that. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what they are and why people care about them. And I'm going to kind of break this video into two halves. IVs are a little more complicated, and I don't know all the nuance behind them. So we're going to get to them second. But something I think I understand fairly well are EVs, or effort values. So I have a couple Pokemon to show off here, and the Sliggoo and the Sneasel aren't really a part of the video. It's just if it becomes nighttime or starts raining while I'm talking, I'm going to... Good girl, puppy. Dog just laid down. I'm going to evolve them. I just have them hanging around. So let's start this conversation off with my Tyranitar. So if you look at... This is at least in Scarlet and Violet. I don't remember if you can check these as easily in other games. If you look on this page here, on the right side of the screen, you can see Tyranitar's stats, its attack, its special attack, its defenses, speed, and HP. So they all have a number, and the higher the number is, the better it is doing something. So if you look, my Tyranitar has 321 attack. So that means it's going to be better at attacking, physically attacking moves than special attacking moves. So the way you tell is if you press Y to view your moves here, under the category on the bottom left of this window here, there's that, I think it's like a comic punching icon. Those are physical moves. So my Tyranitar is going to be better at physical moves. So he will do more damage, basically. So I gave him mostly physical moves. Now, I was very little when I did this, but he has mostly physical moves because he has a very high physical attack. So if you press L to switch to graph view, you can see his EVs, which is this. I was going to try to point. If you look above speed, there's that blue triangle that then extends and makes this weird shape, kind of like a messed up Dorito chip. This is probably what most Pokemon will look like at the end of a playthrough, because you get EVs by battling wild Pokemon and such, and if you're just battling whatever you see, you're going to have a weird EV spread. That's not bad, it's just suboptimal for better terms. So this is a playthrough Pokemon. His EVs are not perfect, and they could be better, but this is what most EVs look like that you would see after a playthrough. So if we move down here to Dr. Evil, the Malamar, I have this Pokemon for Pokemon raids. So as you can see, Dr. Evil here, she has 311 attack, and I taught her Superpower and Tera Blast. Now Tera Blast is special because it will use the attack or special attack, whichever's higher, so that doesn't really matter here. But Superpower is a physical move, and Dr. Evil here has 311 attack. So what I did with her EVs, if you can see here, I put all of the points in HP and attack, and what I mean by that is every Pokemon can only have so many EVs or effort values. So you have a maximum number you can play with. So for a lot of Pokemon, you can just use the EVs to make them better at stuff they're already good at. So Malamar is already good at physical attacking, and its HP's fine. So I just went and made them even better, because in Tera raids, your HP and your attack stat are usually what matters. Not always, but usually. And the attack is sparkling because it's maxed out. So I took Malamar. I wanted him to hit her. I wanted her to hit really hard and have a lot of hit points. So that's what I did here. And sometimes you can use EVs to make Pokemon better at something it normally isn't. So if you look here, my Mamoswine does not have great special attack. It's fine, but it's mainly a physical attacker. So what I did with the EV spread is I put them in attack and special attack. So that way its special attacks are respectable. So you can use EVs to make Pokemon good at something they're already good at, or use it to make them better at something they're not so great at. And sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes you can do weird spreads like this. So I maxed out, what is this? Iron Moth. I maxed out Iron Moth's defense because its defense is very low. And then I put the rest of the points in special attack and HP because they're already pretty good. So I used some of my EV points to make the defense better so it can survive more. And then I just buffed its attack, or its special attack and its HP. So it's just a way of making your Pokemon even better at what they already want to do. And you can get EVs by battling wild Pokemon. They all give certain EVs. But I don't feel like knowing all of that. So what I do is I buy vitamins. And my favorite place to buy vitamins is right here in Levincia North. And I'll come here. Let's fly over here. Hang on one second. All right, so here we are in Levincia. And if you want to buy vitamins, you can come over here. Hop on Miraidon. You can come over here to this Chansey Supply. Green building with the Chansey on the front door. Or front window. Hop in here. And you see these items. HP up, protein, iron, calcium, zinc, carbos. So each of these items will increase the EVs in that category by 10. You could have a maximum of 252, 256, 250 something. But that's a lot of weird math that I don't want to get into. So what I do is, like, if I want to max out a Pokemon's HP, I'll come in here and I'll buy 26 of them. Pay with cash. And that will make it, let me just get a couple more while I'm here. That will make it so that that Pokemon's stat is maxed out for that category. I need some more of these. The item printer's been helping me get a lot of vitamins. But you can use these. So if you get 26, like if you want to do hit points and attack, you'd buy 26 protein, 26 HP up, and then you would come to your Pokemon. Let's actually check here. So we have this Sneasel. And, alright, Sneasel's a physical attacker for sure. It doesn't have great defense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, go to my bag, and I'm going to do HP up. No, I'm going to do attack. So I want to make his attack better. Their attack better? I don't know their gender. And they don't have a great defense, so I'm going to make their defense better. And then now, if we go look at the stats, you can see attack and defense have been maxed out, and the defense points have gone up. And the attack has gone up as well. But if you look here, the triangle is yellow. The triangle that's showing attack and defense is yellow, which means it's not full yet. Sneasel can take more points. So let's just put the rest of the points, quote unquote, into HP. And I don't know how many. Okay, just one more. So now if we look, the graph goes ever so slightly towards the HP, and it's blue, which means Sneasel cannot take any more EV points. And so now we have this Sneasel whose stats have been changed, and that's basically it for EVs. Alright, so that's basically it for EVs. Now we're going to talk about IVs, and I'm going to try to keep this simple because it can get very convoluted. So the easiest way for me to describe IVs are... Let me find something here. The easiest way for me to describe IVs are they're a Pokemon's natural talent. So as you see here, this Porygon Z, its attack is best. Its HP is best, defense is best, speed is best. That's best. And what that means is its attack is going to be higher. Its maximum attack points are going to be higher than most other Porygon Zs that don't have best in attack. Every IV is a score from 0 to 31, and those are rolled when the Pokemon is spawned or hatched. So the better your IVs, the stronger a Pokemon can be. So if you had 2 Applin here, let's look. Okay, his are hyper trained. We'll get to that later. Here. Okay, so you see how these Gravelers are pretty much the same level, but one has best HP and one has decent HP. So this lower leveled Graveler with best HP has 161 hit points, and this higher level Graveler with decent HP has 162 hit points. So because this Graveler has better IVs, it is almost just as good as a higher level Graveler with worse IVs. So to put it simply, more IVs makes your Pokemon better. And sometimes for competitive, you don't want all of your IVs to be perfect, but that, if you're interested in that, just find a more in-depth guide on competitive battling and why you would want that. But for my main purpose, which is Pokemon raids, having all of your IVs be good is perfectly fine. So how do you get good IVs? There's 2 main methods. So you can breed for them. So if you look here at my Dittos, this Ditto has its hidden ability and it has 6 perfect IVs. I got this from a Tera raid. I was very lucky. But as you can see, every IV is best. So when you're breeding Pokemon, it takes IVs from both parents. Move the mic real quick. It takes IVs from both parents and uses that to roll and randomly determine the quote-unquote child Pokemon's IVs. So any Pokemon I breed with this Ditto, those eggs have a higher chance of having perfect IVs, and there's items you can use to manipulate that, like Destiny Knot. But, so this Ditto has the best IVs it could have, which means the Pokemon I breed with it have a higher chance of having the best IVs. So if we go, where's a Pokemon I bred? Oh, if we look at Lernea, oh, okay, that doesn't matter. I did it. But, yeah, so if you breed Pokemon with high IVs, the offspring Pokemon have the chance to inherit those really good IVs, which would make them better. Now, in modern Pokemon games, there's a thing called hyper training, which just you can pay bottle caps or gold bottle caps to make a Pokemon's IVs perfect artificially. So if we look here, these are all hyper trained. Dr. Evil here has 4 perfect IVs, and his speed and special defense weren't perfect. So I hyper trained them, which sets the value to 31, effectively giving it best. However, hyper trained cannot be inherited through breeding. So if I would breed this Pokemon, the speed and special defense can't be passed down as perfect, but everything else can. So if all you care about is doing like raid battles and competitive, you can just use a bottle cap to fix the IVs. Like as you see, I've hyper trained my Tyranitar here. I've hyper trained this Mamoswine, but Dr. Evil only had to hyper train too. Same thing for anybody over here. Okay, the Tyranitar is probably the best thing, but like I could hyper train this Ogerpon here. I could hyper train special attack, special defense, and defense and make its stats better all around. And that's basically all you need to know about IVs, just at a conversational level with Pokemon. So the last thing you know about them is how do you hyper train. It changes from game to game, but for Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, you just have to go talk to a person and you can give them a bottle cap. Scarlet and Scarlet and Violet, if you go to Montenevera, it's the first time I actually read that word. If you go to Montenevera, and you come to this man right here with the Abomasnow behind the Pokemon Center, he says, Hyper Training, get it here. What do you say? Do you want one of your Pokemon to go through Hyper Training? Yes. So what Pokemon do you want me to Hyper Train? Now you pick a Pokemon, and I'm going to pick Ogerpon. So as we saw, Ogerpon has the special attack, special defense, and defense that are not perfect. So I'm going to select Ogerpon. I'm going to use bottle caps for this. Bottle caps, it's 1 bottle cap per stat you want to raise, and gold bottle caps will raise all of them for 1. So as you can see, HP, attack, and speed are perfect. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to select the other 3. It's going to cost 3 bottle caps, and I'm going to start the training. And Ogerpon's Hyper Training is complete. It's become stronger. No, I'm good. So now, Ogerpon's stats are better, and I should have checked these beforehand, but you could just rewind the video, I'm sorry. Now, Ogerpon's stats are just higher because it's been hyper-trained. And the last thing you need to know about IVs is how to check them, because you don't have that feature by default. So if you look on the bottom of my screen here, it says View Stats, and then it says Judge with the plus button. Judge is how you check how to get the IVs, and I'm not sure how you get the judge function in this game, so give me one moment, I'll look that up. Okay, so in order to get the judge function, you'll need to beat all 3 parts of the main story of Scarlet and Violet and beat the little final story arc, and once you see the credits, the next time you visit the nurse at a Pokemon Center, the nurse will tell you the judge function is now unlocked, so then you'll be able to check IVs like this. So if you haven't beaten the story, definitely beat the story. But that is basically everything I know about EVs and IVs. And that should be enough to at least help you build some better raid Pokemon and see if you want to find out more. So I appreciate everybody watching. And as a final little treat for staying to the end, I don't know if you saw my video, but I was trying to shiny hunt Applin. Well, I got Applin. And I got Flapple. And I got Appleton. And I got Diplin. So now I have the entire Applin line shiny. This took me about 2.5 hours yesterday when I was shiny hunting some dragons. So, yeah, just a little treat for those of you who stayed. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you learned something. Take care.